Okay, welcome everybody to Buddha Belly Records Tarot Academy here every first and third Wednesday. My name is Jonathan Maldonado. I've been teaching here for a little over a year. I've been studying tarot, the mystical arts, for over 8 years. I'm in several different mystical and magical orders. Okay, so let's start. I like to do classes here based on the zodiac season. So right now we're in the season of Cancer. So this is going to be the last tarot class for Cancer season. And we're going to jump into the 2, 3, and 4 of Cups. All right? So it's a very interactive class. There's no wrong answers. You could ask questions, anything you see. The main thing is we want to like analyze the cards and see anything that sticks out to us. And so let's jump right into it. So does anyone know which style of tarot cards these are? Nope, close. Anyone else? I used it last class. We did the readings with this deck. I didn't bring it today, but it's in the same like area. That's what she said. No, different one.
No, it looks like it, right? It's like such a...
Yeah. So think about where he like got his information from. Like think about where all the tarot modern decks got their information from. It's a group. No.
Oh, Golden Dawn?
Yes, Golden Dawn. There we go. Okay.
Sorry.
That's all right. Yeah, so this is the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn modern deck by Chicken Tabitha Cicero. Okay, so this deck is used within the order for different ceremonial rituals, for meditations and whatnot, and obviously you could use it for readings. The cool thing about this deck is that on the bottom, it'll show you what zodiac sign or planetary energy this card connects to. So
It's in decans, right? That's what the different. So for Cancer, so you have love would be, you have the Two of Cups, love, Venus. That would be the first decan of Cancer, right? It's usually attributed.
yeah, yes, first 10 degrees. Yep, so it goes in. Yep, you got it. Very good. So the Two of Cups is when Venus is in Cancer. Three of Cups is Mercury in Cancer, and then the Four of Cups is the Moon in Cancer. So does anything stick out to you guys with these cards that scream Cancer energy?
Water.
Water. Okay, very good. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. What else?
The compartmentalization. Cancer is very like containing. So it's bordered by water, so it's like containing.
Okay, and then also the Hebrew letter connected to it is chet, which means fence or enclosure. And also Cancer is what? What animal?
Crab.
The crab. So
Exoskeleton.
crabs are in an enclosure. Yeah. And then the tarot card that connects to it is?
Traditionally, in the Hermetic style, you have the chariot.
Chariot, yeah. Because the chariot's an enclosure. Okay. All right. Anything else stick out to you guys with that scream Cancer energy with these cards? Or anything particular?
No, flowers. Feel the air, too.
Flowers, okay. What else?
Air,
Air?
yeah,
How so?
because it's just so light and feeling of those symbols in the middle and to the side, the loved one especially too.
Okay.
I was feeling
There are airy planets.
over here in the other one of pleasure too,
Yeah, because Cancer is a water sign too as well.
movement.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. What else do we see?
I feel like abundance has like a yin yang to it.
How so?
The black and white.
Okay. Anything else stick out on these cards, guys?
Growing.
The chalices are the same. Blue with the orange accents.
Does anyone know what angel these colors connect to?
Gabrielle.
Gabrielle. Yeah. So within like magic or high magic, a lot of these cards are created by people within the order, Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. Different colors correspond to different elements, and different angels rule these elements as well. So Angel Gabriel rules the element of water. So that's why you'll see, the symbols are orange, the water around, or this area is blue, just to further allude to show you that, because colors can be used in magical rituals and meditations too as well. And colors are healing. That's why certain places are painted certain ways. Certain record stores are painted purple, right? For certain reasons, right? All right, so let's keep going. Let's dive right into it. So Cancer, zodiac sign. Just so people know, the chariot is what connects to it. It's the Hebrew letter chet, which means fence or enclosure. Some esoteric words are willpower, victory, divine direction, initiatory motion. And the key phrase for this card is, through disciplined will, the soul advances towards mastery. So this is a cardinal sign. So just so we know, there's cardinal signs, fixed signs, and there are mutable signs. Cardinal signs are signs that start a season. So Cancer starts the summer season. Okay? Any questions on Cancer zodiac sign? Yes.
May I make a statement instead of a question?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I like to pause.
I recall. Oh, another word that actually has to do with the acrophonic aspect of the letter chet, because Hebrew letters are all pictograms, as we said before to each other. Another word that's often overlooked is the symbolism of the word chaser, which associates with this. This is an Afro-Asiatic word that mixed in both Egyptian and Semitic that meant courtyard.
Okay.
And the commentary in the courtyard, how castles are built, how churches and everything are built.
Yes.
Courtyard is this commentary, once again, we're coming back to the heart, this thing that has to create proper separations. A big thing I always like to use in this day and age, the easiest place to see the letter chet in action is in parking spaces, because they literally look like the letter H. We have proper separation. Much like a gardener, we know that we have to grow food and we have to grow poisons, but a smart gardener will grow them in separate.
Yes. So good, I like that. Very good. Yeah, a lot of if anyone's been to Europe before, you see there's a lot of the old places of monasteries, or there's still houses like that built like with the square in the center, and there's nature in there in the center. It's always a nice place to reflect and meditate and whatnot. Key word for Cancer is feeling. So Cancers can be very emotional. Obviously, it's a water sign, and it rules the fourth house too as well within the zodiac. Okay, so let's jump into the cards. So, Two of Cups. So the Two of Cups, once again, it's Venus in Cancer, right? So some esoteric words are union, soul recognition. Key phrases would be through sacred reflection, the self meets the other, and love flows when hearts mirror divine essence. So Venus in Cancer, this is all about emotional harmony, romantic magnetism, and intuitive bonds. So now I like to show different variations of the card. This is basically the most common deck you'll see is the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. So this to me looks like two lovers here. This one not really, but this one definitely. So what do you guys see? Anything that screams Venus energy within these cards?
See the yellow on the left-hand side? On the floor.
Okay,
Venus.
that screams Venus. Yeah, because this is Venus in Cancer.
Well, Two of Cups is about like partnership and love. Venus has to do with like love and relationships too. So.
Yep. What else do we see? Go ahead.
Particularly in the middle one, I mean, there's a combination of it coming out here. So that unfolding sort of lotus rose motif is lending itself to the same concept as like Botticelli's Birth of Venus, but a more primordial sort of way, which also kind of lends itself to a double motif of like, well, I'll be very frank, a vagina. So that sort of loving energy in that one in particular. What deck is that one from, actually?
This one?
That's from the Thoth deck?
Yeah, Thoth deck, yep.
Yeah, that one in particular I'm drawn to outside of the standard.
Yeah, so just so we know, the Rider-Waite deck, most of the people will Mr. Waite was in the Golden Dawn. Crowley was in the original Golden Dawn, and this was a deck he created. But believe it or not, this was the last thing he had many books. You know, he was in charge of the OTO order.
Second to last book.
Yeah, this is like the second to last book before he passed away. So this card came out maybe like in the 40s, I want to say. He died, I think, 1945 or 47, maybe around there. And this is like, I think, one of the kings, the Charles something deck. I just put it because to me this showed two lovers, really. So it kind of really hit home to that aspect of the symbolism of the card.
It simplified it in comparison to the other two.
Yeah. And this one, it's like, all right, so it's a little interesting. This is Venus in Cancer, right? And it's two people, two of cups. What the hell is the lion with wings there? The red lion. Why is that up top?
Just for magazine, it's a lion-headed serpent.
Okay. But there's no, where's the, it's just the head.
It's alchemy. It's the red serum and the white serum, and the one is a snake and the lion.
Oh, okay. Very good.
The attribution. It's like correspondences.
Good. Very good.
There's a correspondences to it. I mean,
All
the
right.
snakes are in the form, or in the.
Yeah, you still,
It's like a caduceus.
It's exactly.
But it has a lion's head on top, so that's why.
There we
it's
go.
Sort of like it reminds me of like this spermatozoon or Abraxas or something like that.
so for those that don't know what the caduceus is, if you just Google right now, a hospital ambulance, and you see two snakes climbing up, or sometimes you see two or one. One is from the Greek god Asclepius, right? The Greek god of healing. That's one common one. But you see sometimes two snakes, and that's the caduceus. And usually that was held by Mercury, right? Yeah, or Hermes Trismegistus too as well. So a lot of allusions to maybe Kundalini rising. So there's a lot of different things. And the caduceus is also represents the middle pillar of all your spine. So meaning understanding that when you raise your Kundalini, if you ever heard it's like a yogic practice, that's what helps for you to connect to source. But on a crazy level, not like basic meditation. So some say to make sure you do it with like a special guru, because it could get pretty intense. People get even sick if you raise your Kundalini the wrong way. So, all right.
Yeah, don't get a teacher.
Exactly.
Don't get a teacher.
Yeah.
I'm a certified teacher.
Oh, okay, there we go. Certified teacher. Got the plug right there. Nice.
That's it.
Okay.
It's just like any other yoga, you need to be grounded for it. Really.
Yeah.
You know?
Very good.
To go off, you must go down.
Meditation and breath work, it's all coming together. And
Yes.
We do sound as well. So it's meditation, breath work, sound. And then we'll do chants and mantras in different positions and mudras, with the hand positions, and it's all like interconnected, yeah.
Nice. Kind of sounds a little bit like the meditations we do.
Right.
Vibration, sounds, right? Very good. Good. Okay. Any questions on the Two of Cups? Okay, so let's go to the Three of Cups now. So some esoteric words for the Three of Cups are celebration, sacred sisterhood, emotional overflow. That's definitely Cancer energy right there, right? Some key phrases we have: when joy is shared, divinity is multiplied. Think about that. When joy is shared, okay? The Grail overflows where hearts unite in gratitude. Does anyone know what the Grail is? Anyone ever heard of the Grail?
The Holy Grail, a story of Arthurian legend.
Okay.
So, would you like me to elaborate further?
Yeah, why not? For those that never heard of it.
Arthurian legend, after King Arthur pulled Excalibur and visited the Lady of the Lake for his particular judgment, worked with Merlin, all sorts of things, a great deal of esotericism. His search for the Holy Grail was sort of this commentary on the rising through the spine and up into the Atlas bone, which became this sort of commentary on the back of the head. If you understand psychic work and channeling things, this behind your
Yeah,
head,
it's all back here comes
very, very, very important.
Yeah.
Incidentally corresponds with the letter Q, which is also Piscean. Cancerian is the heart. There's this relationship between the feet and the heart, etc., etc.
Very good.
The Holy Grail is sometimes in a Christian context understood as the Holy Eucharist. But that was something that was kind of amalgamated later. But
Yeah.
Same concept, this enlightenment of unification of the two poles, and then the third thing appears, but the third thing is one thing. So 3 is 1 and 1 is 3.
Sounds like the Trinity.
Yeah, maddening concept of paradox.
Very good. Very good. Okay, a last phrase is a trinity of hearts awakens a song of the soul. Imagine that. Attribution is Mercury and Cancer. So shared stories, emotional communion, collective joy. So you I definitely see that in the first card. Looks like they're having fun, collective joy there. And then the Sacred Sisterhood, it looks like this card to me screams that maybe she might be in a monastery or something. But once again, the middle card, to me, it's like, I don't know if it really fits the words. But it does fit emotional overflow.
Cups are overflowing.
Yeah, that's definitely emotional
Grape,
overflow.
yeah, they're full of grapes.
Close up grapes.
Yeah.
And Crowley's deck, he calls it abundance.
I think I might know why that is. Incidentally, I was just looking up Egyptian hieroglyphs today. The same words for abundance, wine, and fruit are the Egyptian hieroglyph for like a vineyard with the whole thing, and they use different words to mean the same hieroglyph.
Oh, really?
Incidentally, yeah, that's probably why he went there, if he was going for some Delphian inspiration.
Excellent. Very good. All right, so what do we see here, guys? What sticks out to you?
It's like sensual.
The what? Colors? Okay.
The colors are very feminine. So, and the flow of the middle card with the flower, it's very flowerly like. So the flowers are look like they morph into like cosmic petals, like.
Nice. Okay.
So I feel like it's like a summer element in there.
Very good. There's in the last card, if anyone notices, the three graces are there. Does anybody know what the three graces are?
I can't
In
make out
English.
the third one. It's like love.
This is faith, hope, and charity. Yeah.
Right.
Anything else stick out? What screams Mercury energy here?
Say the last card.
How so?
Just give that energy.
Okay.
Nuns are literate.
The what?
Nuns are literate, which is Mercury.
Ah, okay. Very good.
Read.
All right, so let's go to the Four of Cups. So Four of Cups, very interesting card here. Some esoteric words are contemplation. Looks like he's contemplating there. Spiritual apathy. Inner withdrawal. And hidden offerings, which you kind of see here. Reminds me of the Ace of Cups. And some key phrases are, in stillness, the soul hears the whisper of divine gifts. So what does that mean, in stillness?
Meditation, silence.
Very good. Okay. And another phrase is, the heart turns inward when the outer cup no longer satisfies. So, what?
That's very-
Right? The heart turns inward when the outer cup no longer satisfies.
Is that like frustration with the material world?
It's kind of like in the Bible's part when Jesus goes to like a well, and the lady Samaritan's picking up the water from the well, and he's like, the water that I'm bringing, you'll never go thirsty. So it's understanding that like there's spiritual water, so meaning the outwardly
Thirst for
drinks and
knowledge.
the wine, yeah, thirst for knowledge, thirst for cosmic communion, which happens by meditation. Yep. And another one is, only the quiet mind perceives the unseen grail. Okay. So it's not a physical cup. It's an unseen grail. And the attribution is the moon in Cancer. So emotional cycles, right? Cancer, the moon has cycles. Introspection. And the invitation to reawaken the inner life. So what does that mean, reawaken the inner life? Was it awakened in the past?
Go inward versus externally?
But it says reawaken. So that means we must have been awakened in the past, or maybe past lives.
Right. Remember who you are.
Or remember who you are. All right. Lion King, right? Very good. It is, yeah. Almost, if you see, like, that's why I love teaching stuff like this, because if you rewatch movies, there's esoteric symbolism in almost every movie. The Matrix, that one still rings bells right now. All the Marvel movies, too, as well. The Avenger movies. There's a lot of different, believe it or not, esoteric stuff there. Yeah. Yeah. It's for those to have eyes to see and ears to hear, but it's there. So any questions with the Four of Cups? Anything stick out to you guys?
And the last one, he's pouring out what's in the cup. He like doesn't need it anymore. Yeah, he doesn't need the physical water.
Okay.
Sort of lends itself to the difference between physical sustenance versus offering sustenance as a libation to the divine, and that one in particular. The original Rider-Waite was always interesting to me. That one I've always had such an interesting experience with. Since my work with Sefer Yetzidah and the Three Mothers, the thing that's interesting is that in the context of the Three Mothers, which is air and fire and water, water is also earth when you bring in the context of four, but earth is understood as like the base to the trident that is the original three. There's a context of the amalgamation of the three into one, and there's the separate four. This seems like a context of, okay, I understand the three physical primes, but spirit is the only thing that brings it all together in some way, shape, and form. And the fact that it's right in front of him, and he almost, some people argue that he doesn't notice that it's literally right in front of him, which is, I mean, how often have we all had that as a spiritual experience where we've looked everywhere except right down our nose?
Yeah, sometimes it looks like it could be a surprise in this one, but he's really he could be contemplating, or it looks like to him he's really focused on the three cups here, which could be the three mother letters. Which
he's meditating and the fourth cup is coming to him.
Very good, yeah. Which kind of makes sense because, you know, a hand coming from a cloud with a cup usually probably happens in meditation, right? So
that cup is sitting in, if you divide those three up, that cup is sitting where the golden ratio point would be between the middle one and the one that's all the way to the right. If you overlay the golden ratio literally.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it literally falls right there. But the spirit side is what the darkness is, reflecting it. Very, very curious. It sort of lends itself to that commentary on how they interchange the word angel and demon with intelligence and spirit in relationship to things like the Kameas.
yeah, like daemon really means
This godlike force.
yeah, it's like a spiritual being, but demon is like more like a lower level, you know, underworld, the Kleepoth, right, or Hades area. But a daemon, it gets confused. So if someone's invoking a daemon, it's not a demon. It's like a spiritual being
It all came from
that
the same
assists.
word. It's just people pervert letters because of ioticization and epsilonization, which
Yeah.
is like, you never know why people call things the letter E. It's like it's not pronounced E, it's supposed to be pronounced E. And the letter E is actually I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Any other things we notice? Similarities, differences within these three cards?
Once again, that dope deck is driving me. That is...
Wow.
The
Yeah.
knotwork in particular, I seem to be more drawn
This-
to, though, than the cups themselves.
Yeah, this deck has been described as disturbingly beautiful. Yeah.
Fantasy.
Yeah.
I think it's more like Art Deco. It's like the art Art Deco style.
That's how he was going for. So
Yeah.
right away, it was trying to take from like the past, was trying to bring that into the tarot deck. That was a modern deck because there's been decks in the past like
Yeah, because Art Deco was a big style
Back,
in,
yeah.
in architecture
Mhm.
at the time.
yeah.
So yeah, when that
Yeah, and he was definitely more abstract too as well. He was trying to bring in the new aeon, and that's a phrase used in thelemic circles and just thelema in general. All right. So now to the fun part. Let's pull some cards. Let's get someone in the hot seat. Let's get some people helping out with some reading. So I'll get the coals ready, get that seat warmed up. Okay, so would someone like a reading?
I want to go. I'm scared.
You want to go with your scared? Oh, man. Shit. Okay. All right, so we're going to need some volunteers to help out with the reading. Okay. So,
I think I heard you just say something.
okay, good. Deja, thank you very much. So she's being voluntold. Okay.
I'm here when I'm not here.
All right. When you're not here, we make sure you're on live. Like, Deja, are you there? Okay. We need your help with this reading.
Oh, that's what they call that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you? I
Yes,
remember
yeah.
seeing it in the video.
I'll help out where I can.
You'll read a card? All right. So we're gonna keep it simple today. We're gonna do 3 cards, past, present, future. So think of a question, something you need maybe answers with, or just some guidance on, and keep it internal. We're going to use our intuition to help give her this reading. So, okay. So, do we have any other volunteers? Okay, good. All right. And just meditate with it and let us know when you're ready, okay? Just bear with me. These cards are really hard for me to shuffle. It's so freaking big.
The cards that everyone can see.
Yeah, exactly. Ready? All right, so please cut the deck. Okay, thank you. Okay, and pick 3 cards. Okay, so for the pass, we have the Queen of Swords. Okay. Make sure everybody live can see it. Okay, barely. Good. All right, so for the present, we have
Incidentally.
the 4 Cups.
In the present moment.
All right, see? If that's not divine, I don't know what is. So. And for the future, we have the 6 of Cups. Okay, so we could have first volunteer come up. We could do 1 card each, or if you feel guided to all 3, you can. But step right up.
So, what do I read from?
Right there is fine.
What do I read?
Okay, so this is the past, the present, and the future. So you could read the first card if you want, how it relates to her question.
Well, I thought you mentioned I don't know how to actually do it. I thought you wanted me to read something off of a piece of paper.
Oh, okay, no problem. Yeah, so reading the card, it's okay. So think about this. It's all right. We're here to learn, right? So just look at the card, and like, what does it tell you? What is it? What energies is it telling you that has to do with her past? Think of a Queen of Swords. Think of all that means to you.
Don't get your ass lit. Get somebody else to do it.
All right, yeah, no problem.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I feel like you do.
All right, we have any other volunteers come up?
You know what, I'll do it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I need to see him better.
Queen of Swords. Okay. Are you bossy, or is there somebody bossy in your life? A bossy lady?
It depends if you ask me or my fiance, because he's supposed to say I'm bossy, but I don't think I am.
Alright. Well, something in your past is up, or at least a usually a female presence that wants things in a particular order. That kind of person, like very task oriented.
It's because I'm a Virgo and he makes fun of me all the time.
Sorry.
Virgo's air. Queen of Swords is air. Swords is an air suit. So you are waiting for something. Correctly. The 6 of Cups is success, right? Or I think it's success, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, just go intuitively, whatever you feel the card connects to our future.
Okay. Well, this says it. I think it is. I think it is success. So whatever the endeavor that you're waiting for, will probably come to you. Some sort of probably some sort of passive way. Kind of what it looks like, based on the illustration.
Yeah, that card's usually nostalgia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Very good. All right, excellent. Anyone else like to? Yes. Okay. All right.
If I may.
Okay.
Whispers that I see. So I will piggyback a little bit off of what my dear friend Chris just said. Yeah, so two combinations of certain things. The Queen of Swords lends herself to a person who, yes, wants things in a very meticulous sort of place, often compartmentalized. Now, the feminine energy is emotional in comparison to the masculine energy, which is usually compared to the logos. Obviously, literal gender and gender expression and all sorts of things are different combinations. We all have masculine and feminine in us in different degrees. To what degree? Well, that's why we're doing this. So to figure that out so we can make our lives a little easier. So my question is, particularly in the past, and if I'm asking things a bit too forward, you don't have to answer, but at the same time, the more information you give me back, the more I'm able to kind of piggyback off of these things. You strike me as a person that, at least in the past, perhaps a little bit more, felt a little bit more confident in relationship. Okay, this is where my work goes, this is where my interests go, this is where my emotions go. But lately some of that has been kind of sort of losing its veneer, as it were. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But I do want to ask specifically about your mom. Are you really close with your mom, or is your mom the one who nitpicked the crap out of you? Or
she is, like, I cut her off, like, years ago, and I ended up going in the foster system.
Oh,
Yeah.
cut her off, literally? Yeah. All right, so the double-edged sword. It's very, very hard. I certainly understand. I didn't speak to my dad for like 15 years, and then only recently came in contact. I bring this up because even though we are not in contact with him, honor thy mother and father doesn't necessarily mean that we are celebrating them for their screw-ups. It means that we don't want to have a war within ourselves, that we are these pieces of these people in combination, whether we want it to be or not. So for a while I sensed that, you know, certain ducks were in a row, certain habits, certain things were kind of put aside, or you could only practice perhaps spirituality, the things that you liked in certain spurts, and lately it's becoming more and more evident that you need to face these things, but there's probably still no shortage of work and stress is what I'm putting together. So we are currently here. This one just says to me, just straight up, I'm going to be very simple. You're exactly where you need to be, which is very good. This is also a sign that you are currently living in the present moment, probably more than any of us at this moment. So that's a very good thing. The question is why. And my question is, though, what have you been ignoring that's been right in your face? There's usually something I like to see in these cards that are conscious. Like there's a thing that, like, all right, I know I should have been doing this for like years, and I just keep putting it off because life. And then there's a thing that is right in front of our face that we don't necessarily see that could be very simple. That could be the answer to one or the other. Is there anything in particular that stands out with that? If not now, perhaps something worth thinking about.
Yeah.
Finally, I see that the future is something that, yes, you will certainly achieve what it is you are seeking, but the answer seems to lie within, as you said, nostalgia, something within your childhood, something that perhaps was put away, that this had to come. There seems to be a giant reflection going on. Usually the swords and the cups have this sort of unification, this sort of penile vaginal sort of effect. Since we have 6 cups and 4 cups, we end up with 10 cups. That's certainly a foreshadow that a 10 of cups will certainly come soon. But it involves, well, when does the sword cut off the head? And when does the sword elevate people? When is the sword put back in the rock? When is the sword simply a symbol of truth? There's one particular childhood memory, perhaps even a childhood friend. I'm not certain if they are alive or if you're in contact with them anymore, but there's somebody I think that you think about, and whether or not you reconnect with this person, the symbol of that person or how it is they made you feel, strikes me as it may be the key to attaining this relief yet exaltation that I'm sensing. Am I completely off with anything I've said?
I'm not sure about, like, the friend or who, like, the friend would be.
Fair enough. Makes sense. Could be an idea of a person. Is there, when you were a child, did you have an idea of what, like, a good friend or a good companion would be like?
Yeah.
If you had, like, a word or a symbol or, like, maybe even a character in a particular story that you're fond of. Something in that seems to hold the key. I would read more on this personally with you, but I'm going to stick it with that there and keep it as brief
Excellent
as
job.
possible.
Nice. Excellent. So if you want, you can share your question. You don't have to, but you could share how the readings were based on what you had internally asked.
Oh, I was asking about like mine and James's like relationship because like we're pretty steady, but like there's a lot of like things like he's got surgery. We're trying to like get a house and like so all these things are like we've been trying to like do the house and the move for like 3 years, and it's like everything keeps bumping and like shifting the dates back. But I know there has to be a reason. But I'm just like, at what point you're like, where are we gonna do it?
There's always a reason, right?
Yeah.
And to me, color too means something. If you notice the cards, the skies look pretty similar. So there's some similarities there. Yellow is like more on the bottom, but you see yellow in the middle, like on the tree. It's kind of yellow. All the cups are yellow, and then in the Queen of Swords, just the foundation area, the ground is yellow. So just something with colors and understanding that how it connects to you. So some say yellow connects to like mercurial energy, Mercury energy too as well, as you see with the swords and communication stuff. But yeah, definitely what he said. Something in the past, something in your past is going to help you in your future. Something that you held on to, like a nice nostalgic memory. We all have different things, right? Experiences or items from our past, but that's going to actually help you to get through this in the future.
How long have you been with said person?
It'll be 5 years in December.
5 years. Do you feel like either of you might have, because you have your eye on the prize together, do you feel like you've lost sight as to what brought you together in the first place? Because love is often akin to like this spark that makes us feel like, that there's not a care in the world, there's not a worry, there's something that's there. Perhaps there's something there that you're considering, that you have this eye on the prize, but you could be sacrificing some of that other energy that could go elsewhere in relationship to the relationship itself, because a house is a representation of the unity of the both of you. Because of all of these setbacks, has that brought you closer, or has that made you bicker more?
Both. It's kind of weird because I'm living in North Carolina and he's up here, so we're long distance. So like when we're apart from each other, we both sleep like crap. We start bickering more. The longer we go without seeing each other, the more like we start bickering. And then like the moment we see each other, it's like everything's fine. Like we start sleeping like. I don't know, it's weird, like me and him both will have like night terrors, we'll wake up like in the middle of the night, sometimes at the same time, like it's just really weird, we don't sleep well apart, we never have.
Fair enough.
Maybe something you need to work on.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, alone time is when you go within and reflect, right? No distractions. And you need to be able to weather any storm. So no matter what storm you're going through, I understand in life we're always going through storms, but you're that seasoned captain weathering that storm through that ship. So something's telling me you have to get in touch with, yourself, like meditation in the present, right? And then you'll get that surprise from the spirit realm. But yeah, definitely go within. Alone time is good. That's how we build ourselves up. Sometimes we kind of rely on other people to be whole. You need to be whole within yourself. Self-love, very important. Yeah.
Sometimes our drive to do the right thing is the very thing that's in our way.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Okay. Okay, we have anyone else that would like to come up, sit in the hot seat, and get a reading? Yeah? All right. Come right up. Okay. Okay, and what's your name?
Carla.
Jonathan.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Carla. Okay, so do you have any volunteers that want to come up and do a reading? Deidre Star, baby? Okay, Deidre. All right.
Part or like the whole thing?
Let's do the whole thing, right? Why not? Yeah. Okay, so think of a question, something that you maybe need some confirmation on, some guidance on. Meditate with it for a while. When you're ready, let us know, and we'll start picking your cards. Good? Okay, all right, so please cut the deck. pick 3 cards. Okay, so the past we have the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, if anyone that knows has seen this card is actually shaped in the Tree of Life. Okay, which he has up on the wall up there next to the tower. Okay, so a very good card for the past. Okay, take a picture. The present we have the 6 of Cups again. Okay, so wow, that's interesting. Okay. And then for the future, we have the 10 of Wands. Okay, so DJ, come right up, man.
So 10 of Pentacles being in your past could be that recently you may have gained some type of stability or abundance that you've been trying to build over time. For yourself, for your family, so I feel like it was a very abundant time for your family altogether. This card always makes me think of family, and also like completion of a cycle, which is why it could have been something like maybe you were trying to build over time for everyone, like a solid foundation. And 6 of Cups. Right now, you could be going through a very nostalgic time where you're spending quality time with people that you've either known for a long time or children in your life that are important to you, whether it's like your own or like family members, or it could just be reconnecting with your inner child or something that helped heal you a lot as a child that is coming through very strong. It can even be all of those things if that resonates with you. And I feel like it's very emotional for you, but in a good way, like you are experiencing nostalgia from the past, or you're creating new memories, but a lot of it has like very like childlike emotion. So maybe you're enjoying this newfound abundance with people that are important to you, and it's making you very nostalgic. Good memories from your past. And 10 of Wands, in the future you could take on a lot more than you can handle. So maybe being wary of how you manage your energy, like know how much energy you should put into one area of your life or one person to make sure that you don't experience burnout, because right now you might be very energetic because your cup is overflowing. You know, you might be very charged up from the time you're spending with the people around you, or like a goal that you've reached, but just be aware of anything you take on right now, and make sure that you manage your time and energy wisely so you don't burn out. And ask for help when you need it, because you don't have to do everything by yourself. That's what the 10 of Wands is giving me. I don't know if that resonated, but that's what I felt from seeing the cards.
Nice job, DJ. Excellent. Anyone else want to try, or do you want to share what question you had, or?
Do you want me to share it, or just?
It's up to you. Yeah. Does anyone else want to come up and take a try? Okay. All right.
I'll come again if you.
Yeah.
If you don't mind me, I'm gonna look over your shoulder.
Oh, no,
okay.
please.
Okay.
Please, it's good to see you.
All right, nice to see you too, then.
So we're going past, present, future this way, correct?
Yeah.
Beautiful. So, all right, same thing goes as I said in the last reading. How much information you choose to give me is certainly up to you. I'm not trying to invade your privacy, just trying to assess so that I could
Do you
offer
want
as
me
much
to tell
guidance as
you
possible.
what I was looking for guidance on?
Oh,
Or, yeah?
no,
Oh,
you-
or
You
I-
can hold back on that.
Okay.
Yeah, you can hold back. So we want to see if his intuition connects to it.
So I'm curious as if you had a period of abundance when you were younger. or in the past. I don't know if this past is immediate or if it's more longer term sort of past, where things felt like they made more sense, not just monetarily and not just securely, but also like maybe mentally. Maybe things, you know, fit more into place. Maybe things, maybe family felt closer, maybe friends felt closer, maybe you felt more in tune with yourself. And it strikes, I look at this, I see that in the past and this coming to the future. It's mainly because of these two reflections. When you get two tens in the reading, especially when they're on complete other sides, it begs a particular question of the crossroads of whatever is in the middle. So the Six of Cups, we just read that one as well, has to do with the nostalgia, has to do with returning to childhood roots, things that mean something to you primarily, things that bring you joy in a way that doesn't necessarily have a reason, something that, so that comfort, etc., etc. These could be young friends, these could be ideas, forms of play, etc., etc. So I'm wondering if you're questioning, either you or somebody in your life has taken the proverbial hard left and gone in a particular direction that lends itself to, all right, why are things not as smooth as they used to be? It's like, I understand and you probably understand the world right now is going absolutely crazy. So it isn't necessarily simply you, but at the same time, it's like, even in moments of toughness, I'm pretty sure you, and perhaps the other things on your mind, have had more security in the past. And I'm wondering if you're fearing or having an imminent doom that things are going to get hard, or that something is going to fall on your shoulders, some sort of estate, or somebody's ailing health, or somebody's mistake somewhere. Maybe you're judging yourself and taking on too much. Or perhaps you're being too strong for other people, and you're worried that you won't necessarily be able to handle it. While simultaneously possibly not allowing yourself to accept help for it. Those would be the things that I would read at face value intuitively before asking you exactly what it is it was. So you can correct me if I'm wrong at all, and I suppose I'll leave it there briefly, if that's cool. All right.
Very good. Thank you. Okay, you could share if you want, yeah.
So I was meditating on just a lot of changes that I'm having in my life right now, that I'm trying to figure out what path to take. I was in a long-term on-again, off-again relationship that I just tried to off, but I have a lot of guilt about that. And also I just have a new offer for a job opportunity for, I have 2 jobs, so this would be for my day job, which is not like my creative endeavor. And that would kind of, right now, like, I run my own business, and that would put me, kind of under someone else. But in terms of, like, financial security, it makes sense. But in terms of, like, what I would need to do for, like, my other job and everything else, I'm not sure that it makes sense.
There's
so
that fear of the burden.
So I feel like really what I was asking for was a path, or, like, some kind of clarity that anything I'm doing is any kind of the right decision.
Okay.
Personally, I would draw a clarifier for that if you want to alter that future. Otherwise, that seems to be the pace that you're going.
Yeah, 10 is not bad, because 10, like you said before, right? So this is the 10 of Pentacles, and it's shaped. It means accumulation. It means more like wealth, family. So in the past, but also it's in the shape of the Tree of Life. But so the 10 of Wands, even though it's not in that shape, it's still the same number. So it still alludes to the 10 spheres of the Tree of Life, and the Tree of Life is a key to everything. That's where all your power is held within that glyph, or that form of divine creation of life. So, and to have abundance, it sometimes does take struggle, right? So even if you're starting a new thing in the future, the 10 of Wands would just show that you're pushing, but you're using all your willpower in the future to reach a certain goal. Because once that person is done moving those 10 pieces of Wands, they'll complete, because 10, they're complete an item with allusion to the full Tree of Life, which encompasses everything within your psyche. So your power, the merciful part of you, the part of you that's more victorious, the part of you that's the intellectual part, the part of you that's the beauty. So every part of you, it looks like it's combining all your willpower within your psyche and your divine consciousness to handle the decision you're making presently, which some connects to something nostalgically. So there's something from your past that's really kind of driving that. Maybe you had a dream to open or run your own business, right? We all have those, and maybe the conflict is, like you said before, maybe working for someone else. But hard work and different items sometimes are stepping stones. Doors open because that's the way we're going to get to the place we need to get to maybe 10 years from now. But sometimes we have to maybe take a step back to go forward.
Jonathan, if you don't mind, I feel called to share this because
Yes, please.
I had a similar situation. I would recommend, from my experience and my lens, take the new job, but still carve out time for your creative stuff, whatever that is, and be disciplined with it. And be like, okay, I'm going to work from whatever, 10 to 6, but then from 8:30 to 10, I'm doing my side thing that, fulfills your creative part of you. And then eventually, the more disciplined you are, that will become your 9 to 5. But
Yep.
sometimes I wouldn't have this if I didn't work, like a 9 to 5. You just kind of have to sometimes to
Yep.
get you started. It's kind of like the stepping stone to jump. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And also what I was saying about the Ten of Wands being knowing how to manage your energy so you don't burn out. You might just have to readjust and prioritize certain things. It could be different for whatever your routine looks like. But just knowing how much energy goes into each part of your life, or what job, your creative endeavors. Also making sure that you take care of yourself, your health, your mental, making sure that you're able to take on everything too.
Well, you also nailed it with saying to ask for help, because I'm that person that I'm drowning and people are like, you good? And I'm like, great, super.
No, that's important. That's
Yeah.
also managing your energy, because you are going to be more productive when you ask for help when it's there, instead of burning yourself out, because you can't work like that. Then the work is no longer productive. You're just working to work.
Yep. Very good.
So
That was great.
Yeah. Excellent, everybody.
We have time for one more.
We have time for one more, and then we will be doing the labyrinth meditation outside. Yeah. So one more reading. Are we still doing that raffle too? I know we were gonna raffle off a tarot deck and stuff.
Free. I'm gonna pass out some raffle tickets. I just gotta get you guys pens. I'm trying to simplify it as much as possible.
Did he need pens? Or just give him a ticket and we pull out of a hat or something.
That's true.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, there's a number on it.
Cool.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, call the number.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
is.
they usually
Right.
Just let me go at the end. I like to get my tickets at the end.
Raffle off a tarot deck.
And the tarot deck for tonight we're going to raffle off is
I'm gonna pass around
the
some-
Mystical Realm Tarot deck. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Spooky. Yes.
I like it.
This is probably the one deck that I do not have. Yet. Okay, do we have anybody that wants to come up for the reading, just so we know who the person will be? Who said it? Raise your hand.
Oh, to read it or to get it read?
to get read.
I'll get read.
Okay, all right. You have your ticket, right? You got your ticket. I want to make sure you got your ticket. Okay, good. Everyone, everybody gets a ticket.
Which half of the ticket do you want?
Yeah, just give. Oh, the one should say keep the ticket. That's the one you keep.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we'll pass around one of the singing bowls.
Yep.
We'll put
Got it. Yeah. So you put it in the singing bowl. Very good. Okay.
I'm passing these out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here you go, guys. There's three. Thank you.
All right. Everybody have your ticket to put in. Just please.
The one that's here is right. The key
Yep.
one.
You have a ticket?
Oh, I just came.
Could you give a ticket for him too? Could you give one more ticket? You have a ticket. Okay. Anybody in the back have tickets? Want to hand in?
We're raffling off a tower deck.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. Everybody back here gave your ticket? Yes? Okay, great. All right.
Which one do I rip?
One should say keep. Yeah, so keep. So someone put keep the scoop on name or whatever. All right, we still have the numbers on both, so it's fine. Okay, anybody else?
Did everybody get one? Does everybody have a ticket?
Anybody has a ticket?
Yes, going once, going twice.
Hold on, let's make sure we harmonize it. Hold on. All right, so it's a blue ticket. No, I'm sure.
Nobody won.
No, good thing I have a blue ticket. All right, hold on. Okay. I guess you want to pick a ticket? Okay. Mike, you want to pick the ticket?
It's up to you. You want to do it?
Well, let's do a video so you can post it, right? Or hey guys, no. I'm just- Yeah. All right, I'll do it.
I have Catherine.
That was probably the ticket.
All right, ready? So it's going to be 6, 8,
Yes.
8, 0, 4, 2, 6.
That's one. You got it?
Actually, yeah.
You won? All right. Just pass up the winning ticket. Let me verify it. Hold on. Let's verify it. Okay. Let's see. All right. Hold on. Come. Okay. Let's see. Let's take. Oh, it's ripped, so it's not
Now we need
good.
your social security number.
Yeah. 6888-0426. Here you go.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you, brother.
No problem. All right. Sorry. Let me just go this way. Thank you. Okay, that was fun. All right. So, please cut the deck. Okay.
Pass this around.
Okay, so pick 3 cards, please. Okay, one more. Okay, for the pass, we have the 6 of Wands.
What's my question?
Oh, did you ask the question?
I guess do you want to leave it open?
I'll leave it open.
Okay.
Or you could ask
No,
a
no,
question.
no. I'll leave
Okay.
it open. I
I
like
guess
it open.
whatever you're meant to do.
6 of Pentacles. And the Ace of Cups for the future.
Hell yeah.
Very good card. Good card.
Let's go.
Hey, this is good. Big money, big money. All right, let's go. All right, so we need a volunteer to do the reading. Someone please come up.
I think Jay said Jay's there.
Jay, okay, you're right, Jay. Step right up.
Can I read the whole thing?
Yes, please. You can sit there if you want, if you can see it. It's up to you.
What light?
Well, that guy, huh?
I got it.
You put it in your pocket. That's the best.
Excuse me.
Okay. Give it a stab. So I feel like your pass is, I can't see the numbers, 11? No, there's no 11. I can't read it. Can you read it for me?
6 of Wands.
Thank you. 6 of Wands. I feel as though in the past you've been the person to always like lead the room. Like you're the one that like steps up or steps forward, and you kind of just like charge at things like very like, I don't say like passionately, but very just like strong, and like I just sense a very, very deep strength with you. And I feel like there's been a lot of people who have like followed you, like followed your example. Like I feel perhaps younger people. Do you have any siblings? I feel like with like something like that, with like people who are important to you, like you've been like the person to kind of guide them. Are you like an older sibling or younger? Okay, okay. I don't know, weirdly enough, like I kind of still feel like perhaps either they look up to you or like you just, someone who's younger than you looks to you. Right now, I feel like you're kind of stepping a little more into the feminine. And now is the time where you're like kind of balancing it, because the first card I feel like you're very like heavy in your masculine, like super duper, just like I don't want to say unbalanced, but like you were just like very, very heavy in the masculine. I don't know, I feel like right now is a time of like giving, you're stepping into like a little bit more of like a softness. And I think it's like opening you up to like something new. Emotionally, maybe it's like gonna bring in like a renewal. Possibly, you know, either a renewal within you, it could be maybe an offer, not quite sure, but yeah.
Okay, thank you. Nice. Anyone else want to volunteer?
I'll go.
Anyone else that hasn't went before? No, I want to give everybody a chance, right? D, you? No? Are you looking? I see you looking.
I just need to see. I feel like there's like you're coming up on a journeying with feminine, with women ahead of you in the future, and there is it's a cycle of that you're letting go of, and there's a woman that you're cycling into the future with that is going to embrace you, and they're going to give you really good energy, some abundance, and there's lots of movement in the now right now. There's so much movement in the now between the pentacles, and there's 6 of them here, so it's all moving to a surface, so it's coming to a surface. You're trying to measure out something in between, a balance with the past, but in the future you're kind of letting it go, and it's like a warm embrace in a sense, because I'm getting like a strong feminine
Okay.
in the future. Yeah.
All right. Nice. One thing I want to point out with the past card too, it's the 6 of Wands, so even numbers are very favorable in tarot, but he's wearing the laurel wreath of victory. No one really noticed that. So laurel wreath means that in the past you definitely had a success, you accomplished something very successful in the past, and you basically was able to like celebrate it and achieve something through your willpower, through the fiery nature of your personality. Yep, which is beauty, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And the present, it shows there's some Libra energy, there's some balancing. You're getting balanced with some air energy, and knowing when and who to give of your energy, because that's this guy. He's balancing who he should help out, because sometimes people think spirituality is about, all right, love and light and helping people, but it's not all. You can't pour from an empty cup. So, you have to make sure you're good and make sure that you're giving your energy to the right person and you're not throwing pearls to swine. You're not just giving to someone that's not going to appreciate it, and at the expense of your energy. And the Ace of Cups for the future shows that you're creating something. The Ace is a very powerful card. It connects to the second world of creation in Kabbalah, which is Bria. So that there's something that you've been brewing up in the past, and you're going to be creating something very nice in the future with that Ace of Cups. Yeah. Yeah.
Can I ask you something too? Do you have a sister or a mother that's still alive?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there's like like what you said, in the future,
Mhm.
like there's that motherly and sisterly. It brings them forward too.
Nice.
I also just feel like that Ace of Cups is just a new cycle of emotional fulfillment. Going back to what you said about making sure you're giving to the right person, that being the card in the present, I feel like you are, and you are, because it's like a balance of give and take. It's reciprocal. Like, I think of like reciprocity when I see that card, that you are receiving just as much as you are giving, and then the future leads to an overflow. You are receiving even more, and I feel like in your past, you were surrounded by a lot of people who celebrated you. It also gives me kind of like life of the party energy, so I feel like you just bring a lot of like good, like fiery energy around people, and they want to lift you up, because I feel like you lift up people just like walking into the room, because your energy like is very like, Six of Wands is it's that type of energy in a person. That's what it makes me think of. But I feel like you're attracting new connections that are a bit more like emotional, like they're deeper. They're not just surface level. Like, you can have fun, but you can also open up and be more vulnerable.
Sounds good.
Very good, everybody. Nice job, everybody.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm trying to sell some of my books out of Envision Crystal, if you're familiar with that.
I haven't been, but
They're really cool. The woman who owns the place, I taught her daughter voice lessons for a few years.
Yeah, so just some information about the labyrinth I put on there with the cards, how it connects. So you tired again today? Yeah? A long day?
Friends with like Raven Bramasi before he passed.
So it's like really trying to like utilize the energy of the cards when we go out on the walk. Whatever card you need, if it's more love, envision the Two of Cups going out there. If you want some celebration, some joyfulness, visualize this cup. And if you need some reflection, you could visualize the Four of Cups when you're out there, or even bring it with you too as well. Yeah.
The guy who publishes most, so basically.
But yeah, I brought a finger labyrinth too as well. So people that can't walk,
Skinner, yes.
you could do it with your finger actually.
Yeah, Lisa does like Skinner.
Yeah, so you start over here and you just keep going. You go nice and slow. And if you want more circuits, this one is a lot more circuits. Yeah. So yeah, this is like good for like this is called it's like a finger labyrinth. So people that can't walk, you run. It's like bamboo too. Yeah. So it's nice. It's really good. This is how the labyrinth is how I figured out when I was going to go on my Camino. I was trying to figure out when to go on the trip, and I was out the other day, and I looked at the moon, and I told you whatever the sign the moon's in, I'll go, and it was in Virgo, so now I'm leaving to go there in Virgo. Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be great. Yeah.
Squeezing through right now. I'm like so busy.